Robin.
We got Tom Popa in the studio. Yeah. I like how Tom fits in with this show.
I don't like it at all. Oh,
I missed you guys.
I kind of like it. I'll be honest. When you started coming around, I wasn't sure you were going to work. Whoa! Just because he seems very
queer.
But he's got an edge to him. Because we see him hanging out with Seinfeld and doing the marriage ref and stuff. And going on Oprah.
Reserved.
A little reserved, but you learn quickly that Tom Popa certainly is not.
Psychopath.
Now, here's the inside.
A friendly psychopath.
Here's the fucking inside skinny on Tom.
Yeah, please.
He's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Every comic
Then
knows
welcome.
it.
Yes.
Tom's a terrible guy, and all the comedians know it.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean a terrible guy?
I've been trying to figure it out for years. I'm like, there's something.
Do you know how many waitresses he's gotten fired because of poor service?
Oh, really?
The comedians really love him, though, because we all hate bad service at the comedy table. But Tom would just sit there with Manny and now with Noam and just like, yes, the table's dirty. Like,
oh, shit.
Oh, and before you know it, their fucking heads are chopped off outside.
A little passive-aggressive?
Yeah, a little passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you don't work them that hard on a Saturday night. You just let them do what they do.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to clean, too.
Yeah, once Tom has a hard-on for you as a waitress, you're finished. You're out.
If you think this works for your business,
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
The DJ, we got him scrapped. Is he still there on Saturdays?
He is still there.
Oh, he is? I thought he was done.
they have
No.
a DJ at the comedy
No,
Cellar now?
on the olive tree upstairs.
Yeah.
It's not that distracting, actually.
It was when it started.
It was too loud. They have a DJ now on the Saturday nights.
When you guys are trying to talk at that back table?
Exactly.
But he's by the front. So Noam got a because Noam's the fucking club guy. He owns clubs. And
But that place didn't need
A
that.
cafe is for conversation.
yeah.
Right.
But
That's
well,
a great place to
and
just
all of a
hang
sudden-
and talk.
we had the
And
volume
also
lower.
there's a
House. It's just like, what'd you say?
Nothing
How's
worse
the
than
crowd?
talking over loud fucking music.
The worst.
And how'd you handle
Yeah,
that? No, if you think music's going to help the business.
No, that one I was just aggressive. There's no passive about it. I was like, this blows. I'm going home as soon as that music starts.
None of the comedians liked it. We don't like anything that competes with us chatting.
No.
Who else did? I didn't like it. You didn't like it. Carl hated it. Fucking.
But it's not just you guys chatting. Like he said, everyone. It's a nice vibe. People go there just to kind of hang and talk
Hang and
a little
talk.
bit.
That's what it's about. A
More
little
me
music in the
holding court.
background is fine. You want to put on your little iPod.
Something
that's fine.
light.
Yeah.
Hey, light
No,
fare.
but I am a nice guy. I don't think that I'm a mean fella.
You're not a you're not a mean fella. That's the thing. You're not overtly or outwardly mean.
He called you a piece of shit, not me.
Because
You did say that.
You're a very pleasant piece of shit.
No, Tom is a nice. His wife's very nice. Like Tom's a nice dude. Like you go out with him, and he just seems he has this amazing smile, and he's like, yeah. And he just seems like the funnest guy. But he's a fucking man about business.
Well, I think that's what makes the comedians angry is that everybody knows that you guys are pieces of shit, and I fake it.
Yeah,
I get away with.
Oh, you're getting away with some shit.
I don't think
he's a piece of shit. Why can he hang out in normal circles and they don't realize what he really is?
I guarantee Seinfeld probably knows that Tom's kind of a creep, but he doesn't probably understand. Like, because Tom will probably say things like, "Why is the service here so bad?" Jerry will probably just go like, "Yeah," like he doesn't really. Well, it is bad. Like Tom probably just makes him realize things.
No, because Jerry is actually the same way that I am.
Yeah, no.
Comedians are all the same, you know.
Yeah.
He fakes it pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he's just completely like he'll be really aggressive.
How about you not talk about that?
Well, some
Trying
people
to say it, you know.
You know what the odd thing
you're
is?
in a good spot with
Secret
Jerry.
message received.
Some people.
You don't want to get in trouble with Jerry. We don't want to cost you your Jerry gig.
I know. What's wrong with you?
No, but
This is a big drop off, Tom. I know you like doing the show, but
Yeah.
you should like hanging out with Jerry a little more.
Most
Shut
people
up.
do just know him from the television show,
Right.
and even stand up,
Yeah.
which comes across completely different because it's edgy sometimes. Like on the show on Seinfeld, he's normally just some self-centered guy that's not that in your face or anything.
Right.
But there were a couple of episodes where he's like, "Oh, that's Jerry.
Right.
That's the real one." Jerry's just a little like,
just honest. They're just like people will come up and like tell him a joke, and he'll just look at him and be like,
what?
"Why would you do that?"
"Why would you do that?"
And it gets so uncomfortable, and he'll just.
Terrible.
But he's comfortable in, like, this is why I liked it. I've had very, like, limited interactions with him, but he's always been very nice.
Yeah, you guys get along.
But you know that when he's chatting with you, it's because he really wants to. There's no, and I told him when we were doing that Geraldo benefit. Actually, I was standing next to him on the line.
Yeah,
and like somebody went to hug him or something. And, you know, he doesn't want to be fucking hugged. And he kind of tensed up, but the woman's like, oh, sorry. But he was right. You don't know him. He's going to hug him like you're fucking him. And
like Oprah. Who the fuck would hug Oprah? If you don't know,
wow,
that's right.
That's right. You did that.
I didn't even realize.
Oh, boy.
But that's true.
Awkward.
But
a little awkward.
I said to him, I'm like, dude, there is no, I'm like, what I like about you, I'm like, there's no bullshit in you.
Yeah.
You just interact honestly. And I think he said, are you joking? Like, there's a lot of bullshit. Like, I have to be nice.
There's a lot of bullshit.
Like, I guess he was saying, like, some of these hellos some of these hellos were not as genuine as I thought they were.
Maybe the conversation he was having at that very moment.
Believe me, I consider this.
Of course he's edgy.
But there's always that thing of, you know, in your act or on TV that you're a certain guy. And, you know, there was this great story Dick Cavett had about Jack Benny. Like Dick Cavett loved Jack Benny, you know, and he was working on like the Tonight Show or something, and he got in the elevator with him. He just wanted to, like, he would always sneak into the elevator at the last minute and ride with the big stars. And he gets in it with Jack Benny, and they're going down. And there's all these other people in there, and the people are just like, "So how's Rochester? And are you really cheap?" And asking all these Jack Benny stuff, and he's just smiling. And Dick Cavett thought to himself, "Wow, he really is very gracious. Like, he really likes these people, and he handles himself. He's very giving." And the elevator opens and everybody dumps off and it's just Dick Cavett and Jack Benny. And Jack Benny goes to the little young Dick Cavett and goes, "You know, some days you just want to tell them to go fuck themselves."
That's fantastic.
But the point is, you can't be a comedian without having that in you.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bob Saget's a very good example of what you were saying, too,
Yeah.
because a lot of people are very shocked to find out that he's a really dirty, edgy comic.
Yeah.
And always was.
Always was.
And then he got, picked to do 2 huge
Videos
shows.
and-
huge
right.
shows.
Yeah.
And everyone thought he was this Family Guy.
What's funny about him is that he was just now, like in the last, 8 years, is just letting everybody know.
Oh, my God. Over the top.
Over the top.
Well, what's great about that, I saw him in the old Westbury Music Fair.
Westbury.
And you see it right in front of your eyes where people go, "Oh my God, this isn't the TV guy that I know and love." And they walk out.
Oh, really?
You get a few walkouts because they went to see exactly, but they're getting the real Bob Saget.
But Bob is
The
a
real
nice
creep.
guy. Like, Bob won't
Love him.
Seinfeld
Love
makes
Bob.
people uncomfortable with his like, he really won't give you that bullshit, which I like, man.
He
Like,
won't let you off the hook.
No,
No fake laugh.
But it's not a scumbag
Fill in
move
the
either.
silence.
It's like it's not like he's being a dick to people. It's like they're doing something which requires him to be dishonest to make them
He
comfortable.
probably enjoys that. Like that uncomfortableness. Some people do.
He might.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
Or he's not afraid of it. And I admire
Some
that.
people are afraid of
really
it. Yeah.
funny.
I admire that
I
he's
think
not
he
afraid of it. I'm afraid of it.
Yeah,
I like
right. I get uncomfortable and start laughing like, "Ha,
Well,
yeah,
that's
good.
great.
I'm gonna make you feel okay because you're
Because he's really shitting on you.
right."
But I love that uncomfortableness. I love it.
Someone came up to him. We were waiting for an elevator a couple weeks ago, and someone came up and had some kind of show, like some cable show or something. And she's like, "We'd really love you to do this show." And he just goes, "I don't know what that is." Oh, shit. And it was so great. She thought,
What show was it? Do you know, Tom?
Happen.
Offhand?
Yes. It was the show on the Yes Network.
Ooh.
It was like one of those talk shows on the Yes Network.
Sports shows.
That's
She
that's
was
the
like,
enemy.
"We really want you to do it." Really, he just looks at her and goes, "I don't know what that is." Rather than just like, "Yeah, maybe," or, "Yeah, we'll see." He's just, "I don't know what that is."
And that's not a dick move. Is Bo Hop here? No. That's not a dick move, by the way. Because you are expecting him to behave in a way that, let's say if you say, "Hey, Jerry, I'm a big fan," and he goes, "I don't care," that's a dick move.
Right.
But he doesn't do that.
No.
It's like he's not going to fake laugh for you. Which
Thank you.
Which comedians,
Being honest.
it's almost like he shames the rest of us into like not fake laughing. It's like, God damn it, I hate that I do that. Like, why should I pull that person off the hook when they're being an idiot.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do that. I fucking hate myself for it now.
It really is. It's trying to break up that uncomfortable moment.
Right, exactly.
Instead of
I've
relishing
done. Have you ever done one of these things where you're watching a movie and you
Yes,
know?
absolutely.
Yes, I have to. Just want to let you know.
I never have. Never have.
No,
Not yet.
they're great. They move in 2 dimensions though, but it's quite amazing. You watch a movie and you're with somebody else and you've seen the movie before and you know a douchey part's coming up and you purposefully talk over it so as to distract from the moment so you don't have to acknowledge with that other person that there's something so cringe-inducing on the screen. So you're just like, yeah, do you want anything to drink or as it's happening, and then you can just relax when it's over.
Yeah, I know.
What would be a moment like that? I'm sorry, buddy. What would be a moment like that?
Me telling that story?
No. That was just your friend at a party at the table. Here's
Bernard's here.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
you can turn around.
I can't think of an instance,
Okay.
but there have been
Tom has to take Danny's seats. And
on
it's just that
TV
we have to
shows
move
or movies.
the studio around a little bit. Hold on one second.
douchey. What are you
Hold on.
having fresh breath for when you kiss? You're popping gum in your mouth.
I
Look
would have
at
done
you.
that anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And can you just move these
Fuck me.
monitors?
Love to.
Oh, insane. Fuck me.
Move these.
This guy's gonna
What do we
punch-
need? The monitors?
He's gonna punch us right in the face.
No, he's a nice man.
Like a lizard or something. The monitor.
Bring him in.
I like just doing the impression every so often. It's fun.
Where's
Bernard! Come on in!
There he is.
Come on in, Chip!
How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
See you, man.
All right. Any young boys in here from the
Look
day?
at you. You're in your Clark.
young guys from the
You got your Clark Kent look
I don't beat
going.
nobody up unless they 20
Clark
and younger.
Kent look. Right?
Bernard, that's Tom Popa, just so you know. A real funny guy,
That's the
comic.
one. That's the one.
We would love you to hit Tom Popa.
We would love,
That's the one.
Give me the wink.
That's the one.
we love Bernard.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah, he's like steel.
Yeah, look at that. He really is.
Yeah, Bernard's a
Damn,
strong guy.
man.
He scared me
Jesus.
down the first time he was on the show.
It's like
I
an
still got some
anvil.
juice in me.
Oh, I know you do.
Young boys trying to jump on a young man.
Oh, man. You,
how old are you?
You supposed to respect your elders. Young guy tried to jump on me, hit me with that right hand. I said, what? It was like being on the block. You
How
know,
old was
being
that
on
guy?
the block?
29?
28.
28.
28.
I'm 46.
like,
I'm 6 months.
First of all, you don't look
When
46.
When June come, I'll be 6 months from 47.
Man, oh
January.
man.
So now you're 7 months from 47.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you're almost 46
great
and a half.
math, Jim.
And
It actually hurt.
Yeah, right. See, you're just like,
screwing around.
ow.
I'm like, ow.
Ah, you're going to wake up tomorrow all bruised.
We talked yesterday. You told me about the wink. I spoke.
Yeah. You're going to get it.
Do you know how great it would be?
Pay him no lunch, man. You must have, you must have asked Betty.
Pissed him
You
off
told
or
me to
something.
knock you off as soon as I come in here.
Knock
Gotcha,
you
right?
out. That would be great.
Bernard's boy hopped up after a fight,
Sorry.
though. It's a,
How you, baby? How
I'm
you
good.
been?
We've never
That's when I
seen
was
you,
there.
Bernard. We've never seen you after a fight. Yeah, this is a different Bernard.
Yeah, 'cause
usually you're
usually I'm-
chill and getting ready. You know what I mean? You're in the
Yeah.
zone, but now
I
you're
can't
like,
really eat like I want to, so now I'm cool.
yeah, you are,
throw
man.
that extra
We
5
like the
pounds.
other Bernard too. Don't get us wrong, because I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
I'm straight, man. I took care of my body and rest up after the fight, and a little sore and thawing out. We call it thawing out in boxing after the fight's over. You got little aches and pains,
Yeah.
little lumps here.
Did you take any shots that you were like, wow, okay, that hurt a little bit?
Yeah, that's when I jumped on him.
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
You don't be hitting no old man like that. You didn't see me wobble? You didn't see me?
No, I didn't see the fight. I was working.
What?
I
You
had
missed
a
one,
show.
and you've been watching me for years.
Yes, and I actually couldn't find it on YouTube.
Rerunning it though. HBO, you know what they do? They
Oh, yeah, they rerun
It's
it.
probably gonna die out by tomorrow. Or
People
yeah.
thought you were going to go down?
Oh, they always think. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
die. I mean, nobody. 40 is kind of.
Your legs got a little shaky.
As though my legs get shaky. They're shaky now.
With
but-
that.
No, it's a thing where, come on, you get in your late 30s, in your early 40s, you're normally done with any sport.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, golf, you just about maybe hanging on by the threads. If you palmer
It's true.
somebody, great. But other than that, man, I'm pushing the envelope, man, but I'm pushing it in a respectful way. And I'm just glad that I'm healthy. I came out there without any cuts. Never been cut in boxing.
That's great, man.
And I'm cool, man. I of course I'm sore, aches and pains, but that's the
What hurts the
standard.
most? What hurts the most on your body right now?
I would
rib
say
or
my like joints. from the running and the training. I mean, you're talking 9 weeks of grueling training, and I still put it in like I'm 25. It's not like I adjusted my training regimen. I still run with the young bulls, do the 880s twice a week, run 3 miles, sometimes 4. It depends on what workload I have for the next day because I want to leave it all on the track. So Nazim and Danny Davis, they say, okay, Monday, I know what I have to do. Tuesday, I know what I have to do. Wednesday, I know what I have to do. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are boxing days. Days I get in there with 3 different guys, sometimes 4.
Jeez.
And I give him 4 rounds, 3 rounds, 6 rounds.
Wow.
One day we do 8, one day we do 9. They never tell me. They ambush me.
Oh, so you don't know.
I never leave out. It's not like when I do 4 with him, I get out to get a break in them 2 box. They're not fighting. They my help.
Right.
So I never leave. I stay in the gym. Like it's a fresh body, fresh body, fresh body.
Yeah.
It's a sub, but only one side subbing.
Wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like play basketball.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They come in fresh, and then, you know, this guy's trying to work me so the next guy can get me.
Or a
The
tag
next
team
guy-
match where the guy can't tag. Right. I hate that.
And the next guy's licking his chops because he's seeing this guy jump on me. Because my trainer's telling him to do what? Jump on Bernard. So I got to fight to win, fight to survive, fight to stay in the game, and fight to win the round.
And if your sparring partners aren't doing the right thing, they're going to be replaced. So they can't. They
out of
can't.
there. And they get $1,000 bonus if they pick me on my seat.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so they're trying to knock you down.
Yes.
Does that ever happen? Does
Well,
it ever happen?
No, because I'm smart enough to get them before they come there and say, "Look, I gave $2,000."
That's funny.
That's really
Do you
good.
take glucosamine for your joints?
Yes,
A little glucose.
I'm just starting to take it.
they're good for you. It's
Because
good.
it is good.
And the commission, the rules, it's like over the counter. It's good stuff.
By the way,
Yeah,
that's
it's good
all you two have in common.
Yeah. By the way, you know how he knows about
Yo,
that?
man, that stuff be squeaking. I mean, your legs is like
squeaking. Yeah, you get
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying,
I think that's their motto on the commercial. That stuff be squeaking.
Listen, on the body, when it cracks and you move,
Yeah.
that's squeaking, like on the bike.
You're like beer
That's
cans.
the body way.
I got beer can ankles going to the bathroom in the morning.
That's the body way of squeaking.
Yeah.
That cracking, I said, what the heck, my arm, it's all
You gotta lube
joints.
that shit up.
You gotta lube it up,
Glucosamine.
man.
You know how he knows about it?
I need a round or 2 to warm up. That's
Yeah.
why when you do get a chance to see the fight or get a DVD, I mean, it wasn't bad starting off, but I had to get warm.
Yeah.
Around the 3rd round, it was like, well, people was like,
Wow.
Bernard, this guy's like, and this guy's strong, Haitian young bull who's a champion, who's got confidence, who has
Hungry.
who's
yeah.
saying,
The tiger.
I beat Bernard Hopkins. This is a legend. He becomes
Right,
an
right.
instant star. HBO got a contract waiting for him to sign if he beats me.
Wow, that got crumbled up and thrown in a garbage
Man.
bin.
No, they slid it over to me and said, "You fight 2 more fights, Bernard." I said, "Hell yeah!"
You're going to keep fighting.
Oh, are you kidding me? I got Chad Dawson on the menu now. That was in a contract. That's why
Man.
Chad fought
How long
under my
from now,
undercard.
though?
That's why Chad Dawson fought under my undercard. Because like a tournament, like give you something to look forward to. Chad Dawson, big, another young, strong.
So you get to see him.
Well, I've been
and
watching
you-
him already,
right.
but he got the chance to highlight himself.
But I
and
mean,
make
yeah,
the whole
the
thing
people get to see him
yeah,
and you,
absolutely,
so it
absolutely.
gives you a little more of a
A-
look at
vision.
you got to see these two go at it, right?
And Pascal beat Chad Dawson.
Okay,
Right.
And me and Pascal called me out. You know, I'm home with my teeth out in the rocking chair. He called me out and said I'd like to fight Bernard Hopkins, a legend. And I took the challenge, and here we are. We got 2 fights out of it. The first one was a draw, which I believe I won in Canada. And I said, you know what? I told Richard Schaefer, Golden Boy Promotions CEO, we won the purse bid. We had the right to take the fight to wherever we wanted to take it at, in the States or in Canada. I said, he got a big following. You know what? I love Canada. We're going to be in Montreal. We're not going to be in Quebec City. We're not going to be in Toronto, which is no problem with me, but let's go to Montreal, outside of New York.
Yeah, nice.
Look, they paying. Let's go. Bernard, you want to go to Montreal? I said, let's go to Montreal. I said, that's gangster. We go to Montreal, where he's from, right? Where his adopted home. He's really Haitian. But let's go to Montreal, kick his ass in Montreal, gain Canadian fans, and there we go.
Wow.
And it worked out fine.
That's where Sugar Ray won the fucking
the
Olympics. Yeah.
The gold medal.
Wow.
We have him coming in. I've been reading his book, and he was saying about fighters that he goes, you get scared of taking that one fight that you shouldn't have taken, like as the years go on. Are you scared that will happen to you at one point, or do you just know that you're in a place where you're not gonna have one fight that just makes it really bad
Not
for you?
with me. You know, any fight that can happen to you. But me, I just don't. I mean, I've been in the game too long to take something that I'm going to be afraid of. But I'm not going to be afraid of anything that I've conditioned myself not to be afraid of. That's just an instinct boxing situation. We in denial about getting hurt about anybody, or we wouldn't fight them. That's just not in our DNA, at least not mine. Now, as far as doing the right business sense and fighting the guys you're supposed to fight in your weight class, and not saying, oh, I can fight this guy, I can fight that guy, and getting cocky and getting too caught up on yourself. But with me, it's always, a thing where, you have some suspicions or some, I guess, some worry about, this guy got a good right hand, so I got to watch out for that. That, to me, doesn't mean scared. Not to me. To me, it means, and again, I respect Leonard. I know what I know how he's putting it, but I'm putting it as far as me, Bernard Hopkins, is maybe my fears are translated into, okay, he got a dangerous right hand. I got to be careful of that. To me, that's not scared. That's just saying be aware that no matter how good I am,
it might be coming at you.
If I get hit with this right hand, I'm human, that I might be doing a Jerry Lewis.
We haven't.
To me, he was a funny dancer.
Yeah, we haven't even acknowledged yet that you beat George Foreman's record, obly.
Yes, the oldest in history.
How old is Foreman?
45.
40.
He was,
no, Foreman's a dinosaur, and I'm a dinosaur. No.
He was 45.
BC, 400 BC. But yeah, he
Was he nice to you? I think I remember.
No, I did beat his record.
Yeah,
I know you beat his record. Was he nice to you? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, George called me twice. It was all on the air way before the fight last week, and he also called me congratulations, and he also say, "Hell goes the king, and he did a thing for HBO that he didn't have to do. He did a thing for Golden Boy. We did a teleconference with all the media, and they asked him first, and then they asked me, and then they had so many media people asking questions back and forth.
You're going to put out a burger cooking grilling thing?
Anybody deserve.
You got to do that now.
Yes,
put out a burger grill.
Anybody deserve. Thank you. Anybody deserve to break my record the way I did. He did, as he said.
Right.
Is Bernard Hopkins.
Wow.
Long live the king.
Wow.
And how many
coming from George Foreman?
That's great.
The only thing I need is a grill now.
Yeah, get the grill.
That's all I need now is grill. Now
that's where he made his money.
Now we're into the big money.
How many more years do you think you have?
Yeah.
It's not years with me. It's just
how many more fights
or historic moments for me. And like I said, I got a 2-fight deal right now. Was 4, but 2-fight deal. Now we down to 2 with HBO, and I'm gonna fulfill that contract.
Nice.
And the last one, I'm hoping it will be a guy named Butte, who's a well-known Canadian who gets 50,000 people in the arena if he fights Donald Duck.
You just keep beating up Canadians.
And he's younger.
Yeah, he really
not that young. He's like 30, but that's young compared to 46.
Yeah, sure.
And he's a real born Canadian, and he gets, like I said, 50,000 people if he fight Donald Duck. Imagine me there.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. Here
That's
I'll be
great.
almost 47, and I'm still in a high demand. And again, we're not talking about Bernard. Of course you can get hurt in anything, no matter how old you are. But this is a blessing to be in a situation in a hard sport where your career don't last 10 years if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And again, I consider myself smart enough to know when to leave. And I got a lot of other things great going on. I've been coming here many, many years, and I've done right by my decisions and my finances, and my personal life is intact. I'm not all over the place. That's important. And, of course, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't waste extra money on different things. I hate gambling. I hate losing.
Oh, smart.
So these are the key point things that kept me grounded over the years.
I'm on the road to ruin.
Great.
And also,
He just named all
he
your
named
favorite
everything I
pastimes.
do.
Can you straighten him out? Because every vice you mentioned, he has.
He gambles, drinks.
for longevity, I think that's why I'm here too. I can say I'm that good, but I ain't a fool. I know there's a lot of other ingredients that goes in that success cake that I've been baking for all these years.
It's one cake Iraq won't eat. The success cake.
Yes, that's right.
That's our fat friend in there.
The way you've been treating your body, you probably get sick if you're a piece of that cake.
Actually, I work out.
You work out?
Yeah, I got to. It's like one of those things.
Exactly.
He's been thawing out his whole life.
Yeah.
I do eyelid exercises. Close them for 8 hours, open them for a couple. Drink, pass out, close for 10.
Anthony takes his knuckles and he punches holes in the little walls and rest areas. That's Anthony's fucking exercise. Because he's a fucking Peter pumper.
I hear Jimmy's voice on the other side
You
of the
certainly
hole.
do. And I didn't like Tom, by the way, asking how many years you got left. That's not a fucking boxer's question. Men like
Exactly.
Bernard and myself
Oh, damn.
understand that.
Because
You
I
don't
never
understand
really count
that.
years because,
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a question that people are curious
Well, because
about.
what everyone's
I don't
talking
care.
about is the age.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
of
true,
course
yeah.
I can't box until I'm 70 years old, but I know when it's time to box. And one way you know one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
You get your ass kicked, and you know that. Wait a minute, you're 40-something years old, and you've never been beat like that before. You made it out with your life, hopefully. Then go. But
That does suck, though. That's got to be the way that
Well-
is by getting your ass handed to you.
But because it's not like a lottery ticket. It's not like you get this much fame and money and things like that, and then you say, okay, I'm leaving, and you can go ahead and quit your job and do what you got to do. I mean, I've been doing this half my life. I'm 46. I've been boxing since 1988. As a professional, I started since I was 9 years old. So the math will tell you that this is what I've been doing for basically half of my life. Now, okay, if I'm blessed to get another 40 years on this earth, I want to enjoy those not only healthy, not only with my daughter's 11 years old, just had another daughter. So I want to be there for them. I want to be there to talk sensible to the teacher when it's time.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
understand
not
these
just
things. All these
for-
things become really important now because now I done set their life up and their kids' life if everything is done right. Trust-wise.
So
Trust-wise.
you'll get out in time, man. Because, I mean, a lot of old boxers, it's kind of sad when they come in here.
But do they start to feel like? Do you
Yeah.
think they start to see effects before?
That's
like,
what I want to know.
Yes.
Like Ali or Meldrick Taylor, did they
You
start to see
always-
it before?
Ali,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
knew
100%
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
But you sound as nuts as you are now, though. I watched interviews from 20 years ago. You're the same guy, though.
Yeah,
You're
but every
not
now and
that
then I get
different.
flashbacks.
You're not.
I mean, come on now. I mean, every now and then I get flashbacks.
What he's saying, there's no drop off in you
None.
whatsoever. And I
None.
think some of these guys, when they were in their 40s, just started to kind of see it in
You
their
could
interviews
see
and
it.
stuff.
And everyone around Ali knew what was happening, and he kept fighting. Right, even his
Yeah.
trainer left because he couldn't bear
Well, you know what I
was
do
going
a lot,
on.
though?
Dundee.
I'm
Yeah.
going to give up a secret.
Yeah.
So maybe it can help somebody. I got 13 puzzles I play with.
You do puzzles?
Puzzles.
No. Keep the brain stimulated.
Sudoku.
Jimmy's so
It's all about the Sudoku.
You do puzzles?
Dude, I was so happy as a way I could lose my man tits without working out. Puzzles! I'll do puzzles! Hey, do you think this is true, too? Because because you've said some things that people take issue with, I guess. And Larry Holmes always did that, too. And a lot of people didn't like Larry Holmes. And then I think when he fought Ali, it's like you kind of loved him after that because you felt like he really could have knocked Ali out, but
And he
he
didn't.
didn't want to hurt Ali.
And he
You
loved
get-
it. He loved
You got the
Ali.
feeling that he didn't want to hurt Ali in that fight.
Of course, man. He,
Yeah.
didn't want to, he said it. He didn't want to
Oh, he
his
did?
idol. He sparred with him. He was a sparring partner, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Larry Holmes knew that Ali wasn't the Ali that he remembered.
He cried at the end
He
of it.
cried at the end, and he told him, "Said, man, look, why you fighting? If you need some money, I know what you need. I got you. Don't do this no more, champ." He really was hurt. by
Oh,
that.
yeah, he was his sparring partner in Zaire for the Foreman fight.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
really hurt by that.
He said that.
And Larry's a good friend. He's a good guy's wife and everybody. He's a good guy.
I met
He
him
went
one
to
time.
visit him in the hospital after
Yeah.
the fight, right?
Bingo, right, exactly.
And he was, and Ali was like, I love you, and he was crying, and he was just like, it was this really nice moment, and then on his way out, Ali was like, I can still take you.
If you love me, why you beat me up?
That's right. If you love me, why'd you beat me up so bad? Oh shit!
It's hard to see Ali like
so
that.
great.
It's so hard to see him like that, Bernard.
But
knowing what he was.
But I wanted to my fight last Saturday, and even leading up to the fight. Pascal said some things that I've never been said to me in boxing, especially around the, I guess you could say, the era of the baseball, the runners, the joggers, whatever allegations people either plead guilty to or they didn't, Barry Bonds and stuff like that. When the guys want to pump a fight up or want to do something and say something, there's a lot of other things that I've did and said, but one thing I never said, somebody ate a candy bar, somebody done something because they beat me or because they shouldn't be that good. Even after I said he's a legend, that's why I want to fight him, he done all these things, boom, boom. And then when you're in denial that you are, you got outsmart because I got wisdom, and you got outboxed and you got outfought, and you say, well, take the test. You cheated. You cheated. You cheated. You cheated. You don't turn your nose on that. And
did he
let
say
it go
that?
by. Yeah, it was all on YouTube and everything like that. And I told everybody at the press conference that start asking questions. Well, Bernard, why would he say that? And would you take the test? So now he didn't flip from the first fight becoming a draw in Quebec City now to a allegation. And so I wanted to really, seriously, not get off my game, but punish him.
Yeah.
And show him. And then set a message that at the end of the day, you got to be accountable for what you say.
Oh, after the first fight, he said that.
Yes.
Oh, after this fight, I heard he was pretty graceful in defeat. Right after the second fight.
But this is all on the news, man.
Oh,
this is all on Sports Center and everything.
Right.
And, I know they're gonna ask him when I'm headed up ESPN in Hartford, Connecticut later on this afternoon. But that was like a hot topic. And then people that the sports people, even my not biggest fans, they was like writers, so they're like, oh, Bernard, again, nobody's exempt from doing anything, but when you come talking about clean living, the way he take care of himself and all that, you might say he's a loudmouth. You might say he threw the Puerto Rican flag down. You might say he did this, he did that. You might say he said the thing about Joe Galzaki, he'll never let a white boy beat him and all this sort of stuff. But when it comes to whether he's working hard and busting his chops to be who he is, which we all credit him for, a lot of people couldn't really buy that, but he said it, and I'm not going to get into it, but there will be some repercussions.
Now, let me ask you too. You've said something, and again, I say that because I kind of like
you mess with my legacy, and you mess with my name, and you excuse me, cut you off, but what you're doing is, you can't say certain things, even though we're in this country, which is great of the freedom of speech, but you can't make allegations on somebody that built something, took 2 decades and some change to do, and you try to wipe it out by saying something that will put me under the light of being suspicious, especially in this era we live in.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Exactly, when everyone's accusing everyone.
Right, and I used to be, I'm still a Golden Boy, but he's not. And then Shane Mosley, who did admit to whatever he was doing, and started mentioning these guys all on YouTube. Shane Mosley, he got a trainer named Nazim Richardson. I said, wait a minute.
Nazim trains you too, right?
Yeah, he's tying me in with Shane Mosley. Are you kidding me? So now it became okay, he forced me now to be able to wait a minute, I gotta stand up and it won't be in the ring. I did the ring thing first. I took care of my job. That was the plan. Take care of my job and then let them take care of this.
This guy accused Bernard of doing steroids, and Bernard is going to sue his ass for fucking accusing him of doing steroids, which is probably fine. You beat the shit out of him, and then you take his belt, and then you sue him for saying that.
Right.
That's my interpretation of that.
That is
and that's smart.
That is
it's like, what else are you going to do? A guy can't lump you in like that and accuse you of doing something that is either career-ending or, like you said, legacy-ending. That goes beyond shit-talking.
Yeah, of course.
Guess what? The thing is, that goes beyond shit-talking, but guess what? Even better. We had 3 months since December of last year to now. We had almost 4 months, it was really 6 or 7, to bring it up in the negotiations. He never brought it up. He never said, at least Floyd Mayweather said to what? Pacquiao, and then he said it to the guy he fought before then, Shane Mosley. Look, if you want to fight me, Shane, you got to do this. And they was doing it every random time they was doing it. He never brought up to even his promoter, Yvonne Michelle. He never brought up to nobody. He brought up in Montreal in front of the media.
Right. Just
when
for
we was
attention.
at the podium, when his time was coming up and my time was coming up, everybody, everybody was looking dumbfounded.
Shit.
He grabbed the microphone.
That's sleazy.
Take the test. Then he lost focus. You cheated. That's when I got him.
Oh, right.
See, take the test is nothing. You can say anybody take the test.
Sure.
Right.
But when he said, you cheated. You cheated. Now he's making a direct.
Yeah.
And I'm not a lawyer, but I've been around him.
It's a definitive statement.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a definitive statement. That's not an innuendo.
Yeah.
To say somebody, hey, look, that's why the news says allegedly. If he says I'm alleging that there was cheating, there's a big difference between that and making a statement of fact.
It's staging.
Yeah,
it does, because that's a statement of fact is a big difference. Let me ask you, you said some, the reason one of the things I like about you is you really never care about being polite when you speak. Like you'll say things like, no white boy is going to beat, things that you should say as an athlete and people shouldn't crucify you for. And Donovan McMahon, you gave a beating to. You genuinely don't like Donovan, or?
We're going out to dinner. We're going to have. But the thing is, it ain't got nothing to do with I don't like Donovan,
or do you not respect him, or?
I just as an athlete see something that an athlete has or don't have by my experience of doing what I've done for almost 2 decades. Certain piece that you need to become one of the great ones and put yourself in position to at least be a campaign for the great ones. In America and society today, good is okay, but good is not great. There's a lot of good people that don't have rings or belts or a trophy of NFL. When I seen the makeup and the personality, great guy, great chunky suit commercial, everything is fine. But it's something that has to be in your DNA to go over the top. I can name 4 or 5 athletes in different sports that you'd be like, hey, that's some heavy hitters. Not only to win, but win again and win again and win again, as the great Jordan said. Again, everybody can't be Jordan. I can't be Jordan. And I can't be Ray Robinson, the great Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson. But when you have the chance, which we know he did, and again, there's more than one person on the field. It just didn't have that hump, and somebody finally in personnel of Philadelphia seen it and made the change. But you know, again, I'm not a bandwagon guy, but you have to come from certain era and certain, I guess, hardcore communities in certain sports to be hard. And Michael Vick is a hard guy. Yeah. And let me tell you something, man. You know, when a guy runs right past a linebacker, not worrying about going out of bounds. Now, we know we want to keep the quarterback because we need him. I mean, too much heart could be crazy, too. But this is the type thing I'm talking about when you got it. Yeah. When you mad because you didn't get the ball. You're not smiling at everybody playing off. You know, Philly fans are vicious. Yeah. And then they want you to feel their pain when we screw up. You're supposed to at least act like it kicked something and you smiling. That turns a lot of people off because when you're comfortable and you've done what you are comfortable with, like when I won a belt, I said, hey, all these guys talking about they champions, I want to unify the title. Took some years. I want to clean it up now. Who's the champ? Okay, you're right. Boxing is screwed up. It's 5 champions in 5 different weight classes. How many years is it going to take me to wipe all these people out and fight at the Garden and beat Tito and become undisputed? But this is what certain people from certain cloths that's cut out of that cloth era becomes different and becomes historic conversations 10, 15 years from now.
Do you see him as a sellout at all? Do you see him as a sellout at all? Because you said that there's certain people who are in the house and he's in the field while he's up in the house. Do you see him as a sellout or the way he behaves or carries himself?
I see a situation where a guy was led to believe that he was one of the special ones and was going to get treated different. And when he realized that he wasn't, he went back to reality and went on HBO and did his segment.
Now, what was the segment that he did that was, because I'm not familiar with the segment.
Black quarterbacks has to do above and beyond what white quarterbacks has to do.
And he did that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you feel like
I feel like
he thought it was going to be different for him, but it wasn't.
I felt like he said the right things, but it was just the wrong messenger saying it.
Okay. Do you feel that he was kind of, yeah, no, like he gave the right message, but he wasn't sincere?
No, he was sincere, but it was the wrong person representing that statement.
Okay, a more hardcore guy should have represented the statement.
No, a more guy that know that his position from day one was what it is. So I think that if you played that role and now you hurt because all of a sudden now that you are starting to see what people have already told you, or maybe he know what I have said. And now he's starting to see that, man, I don't like that. The trade rumors, the backlash he got for that particular year, and you probably remember that, when they was talking about getting rid of him, they was talking about, you know, they shouldn't have drafted him when they booed him in Philadelphia from his draft. So I think that he realized, it's like when you find out something that you've been told or heard and you was told, no, we love you, we love you, we love you, and you find out that that ain't the case and you felt betrayed, you feel, okay, I'm going to go out and throw out dirty laundry, and you say things, and then people say, okay, well, you know, it makes sense. I remember the Doug Williams era in Washington, D.C. He got blackballed after he won the Super Bowl. I mean, it is what it is. People don't like to talk about certain things because they're so sensitive about it, but, you know, that's what makes certain people because they don't have problems talking about certain things no matter what the backlash and the controversy. That makes me me. I was born with courage in my DNA. And so was a lot of historic people before me and will be after me. And so when I see things and I make my own personal analysis on it, and I could be wrong too, but it started up a dialogue amongst people that's understood in a way and people that didn't understood. And then some people took it and twisted the way they wanted to twist it. But far as a person, I believe he's a fantastic person. I believe he's a fantastic husband, family man, and everything. But from an athlete analyzing another athlete like we do, and I know as an athlete for all these years, and from my background, coming from where I've came from, negative to positive, I can look at a guy and I can hear a guy speak, I can hear him play and see if it's fear in his heart, and I can see if it's hunger in his heart, and I can see if he really got what it takes to be what he say he is. And that comes with instincts, that comes with my background, that comes with being in jail for 5 years, that comes from knowing what we call body language, nonverbals, and then the language of mouth will emulate or will back up what you say physically. So I have an inside track on not being a psychic, but I think the profession that I am for 20-something years, that when a guy tells me stuff all the time, what he's going to do to me and this and that, I know at the end it's the outcome what makes a difference, but we do read between, if you experience enough, whether this guy's just as scared as he's talking, but trying to talk tough.
Do you feel your intuition?
That's my advantage.
Your
on my
intuition,
opponents, and that's my advantage
instinct.
of looking at instinct. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I see that, and so when I see certain things, I'm a fan of everything sports is out there. So when I'm home in the city and I'm looking at whether it's Sixers or when I'm looking at whether the Phillies or the Eagles, I don't look at myself as being Bernard Hopkins and I can speak because I'm Bernard Hopkins. I get caught up like any other Philadelphia fan. I'm a hardcore fan and I criticize. By me being Bernard Hopkins and I have all these accolades that are tied to me, of course I get enough attention, I know that. But when I see something and there's times I'm mad, like, yo, man, this dude ain't even trying, man. This dude's punking up. I mean, who throws up at the Super Bowl? who get? I mean, okay, it's nervous. Okay, fine, we all nervous. But yo, this is national TV, man. Man up. This is what it is. There's no telling when you're gonna get back there. Don't you know how hard it is to get back to the Super Bowl?
What does your instinct tell you about Jim's heart?
He don't have any.
Like nothing, like a
He
black.
didn't have nothing.
Just a black hole.
That is kind of true.
But at least one thing to tell you, he don't say he has one, and he know he don't.
Yeah, thank you.
At least around me, he always submitted to that. Be easy on me. You know I'm a punk, but I'm a good. But this is at least I respect that.
Right.
Fight back, Jim. Fight back.
Tough Tony, and then he come to find out that it's all hollow in his chest.
Right.
Then I got a problem.
I admit
that
I'm a sissy, and that is the difference.
Sissy.
I don't like the fact that you and the marriage ref are bonding over what a pussy I am. You know how hurtful that is?
Wow, the truth is the truth.
Oh, just a hollow cave in your chest.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter, though. I've never been. I mean, I know you look at me and you probably think that I was groomed somehow to be one.
Of course.
See, when people say they're not a fighter, normally they come back and say, well, I'm a lover.
I'm neither.
So you just all messed up.
I'm not a fighter, and I need Cialis to keep an erection. I'm I'm a disaster.
Trouble.
We're getting the wrap up.
We got to wrap up.
Yeah.
Bernard, that was fascinating to listen to. I got to tell you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
He just
Always
doesn't have the
welcome
heart
back,
to
man.
win the championship. As simple as that.
You gotta
In the
have the
end, he's
heart.
got the skills, but he doesn't have that extra little fucking thing.
A lot of people are front runners.
Right. But you said, I think you said he wasn't black enough.
The front.
Which wasn't that the exact quote or something?
No. But the bottom line is, what is black enough? Black is no definitions or evidence to show that somebody's black enough. He's black, but when you into that society of you one of us, but you really understand that you can get tricked and think you are.
Right.
Because of the success, because of what you're hearing. And that's the difference between being able to be you. And no matter if it's going to be a thing where I got to be a certain way because I'm being accepted. You the quarterback, and you the top quarterback. And if you get led into the situation where you corporate guy, we call them corporate guys.
Right.
So you can name a corporate guy, whatever. A corporate guy is going to do what corporate people tell him to do.
We get that.
Yeah.
So you understand, everybody's listening to
that.
this serious thing across the world, wherever you're located, they understand the difference between the corporate guy and employee.
Right.
The corporate guy does what the corporate guy do what the corporate guy tells them. When a corporate guy go against those rules, the corporate guy gets punished. He gets traded. He gets talked about being traded. He runs and go on HBO and he talks about culture and he talks about what they have to do. Then everybody's shocked. They're like, wait a minute, we took care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you throwing this out there? Why are you talking like this? This ain't you. You ain't supposed to do that. So they spank him and say, well, you ain't supposed to go there. A guy's supposed to be doing that. They're looking for a T.O. to do that. They're looking for maybe a Vic at the time to do that. They're looking for a Jim Brown to do that whole Jim Brown. You know, that you won't be surprised if you see that type of individual. But you, not you. That's
Gotcha.
What,
I totally get it.
That's bullshit.
Totally
I was just pretending I had heart.
Good job, Tim.
Call me in 5 more seconds, you wouldn't have me.
Yeah, or ahead.
What are you promoting, St. Bernard? What are you?
Well, first, I'm on a tour, media tour. I'm fighting probably in September, October. It will be with Chad Dawson, hopefully.
Nice.
That's my contractual obligation. And look for the Butte fight or a big fight before I really hang it up. Because I'm not going to stay around too long. And guess what, y'all? This is not just saying it because when you say it and you say it, people won't believe you. But it's about a wrap. There's no one else to fight after 1 or 2 more fights. And that's my contract with HBO. And
how many months before the next fight? You're going to try to do it within the next year, right?
September, October.
Okay.
Where are you fighting? Are you fighting in the States?
I would like to fight in Canada.
Oh, you
Back
do?
to Canada.
Okay, you want to go back.
Yeah, he doesn't
okay.
like Canada.
He likes beating up the
He
Canadians.
likes beating up.
Good, they're annoying.
You have to be Canadian.
Just being in Canada.
I bring my lunch there.
Little known
I'll bring
fact:
my
Tom
lunch to
Papa is a Canadian.
No,
So if
seriously, I'll go to Canada.
if you want to start with
Canada,
Tom
listen, I got a
Papa,
big fan base in Canada. I will go to Canada tomorrow.
all right, we really got to get him
God
out.
bless. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks
they're
for
punching
having
us.
I want to take another photo with Bernard.
Bernard, always a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
I usually have gloves for me.
Look at the he's walking away from your picture.
You don't think Jimmy's got gloves?
He's walking away from Tom.
Oh
my God.
Jimmy's got gloves.
Got the gloves on.
See, he remembers.
Walking away from your picture.
Of course, Jimmy's got gloves for Bernard. Brand new ones.
Ah, yeah, there you
The
go.
champ is signing Jim Norton's gloves. Bernard
There you go.
Hopkins, always a pleasure. He never forgot us.
I think any glove that is signed, though, should be put on and blast Jimmy in the face with it.
But I don't sell
Wouldn't
them.
that be-
You can sign
No,
it
he
to
don't.
Jim.
He
You know
don't.
I don't sell them.
No, I just mean should be put on and he should punch you with it. So you could have it signed and go, he hit me with that glove.
Punches you until the Sharpie comes off on
you
your
want to do it?
face.
Okay.
Yeah, it proves it.
Sign one
It's like a
glove,
tattoo.
sign-
It just stays there permanently.
You can get that one to him.
He will never share his
Oh, you-
gloves
Of course
with
I
me.
will.
You'll give me
Sign
one
it
of the
for you.
gloves?
Take it. Absolutely.
I'll fucking take it.
Damn, that's a good one.
I'll
Hell
sell
yeah.
that. I'll sell that shit.
Oh, shit.
Thank you, brother.
Hello, eBay.
Oh, my
That's pretty
God.
damn cool. Tom Popa, the marriage rep. Season 2 of the marriage rep starts Sunday,
Yes.
June 26th at 10 p.m. and then airs for the following 9 weeks. You're the real deal, brother. You deserve
Yeah.
all the success you got. You know that.
Take care, Bernard.
I'll
And
be in
Tom
Gotham
Popa.
next week.
Yes.
If you want to come see me live.
Can you clean up the pits?
I'm sorry. I sweat a lot.
Did Bernard make you nervous?
I just sweat all the time.
I'm swimming.
I really like Bernard though. He's a fucking brutally honest guy, and he's
Yeah.
not uncomfortable to be around at all. Like he doesn't have a bully vibe to him. He's just a fucking. I really like him as a guy.
But you do know, like, you know,
Those
it's
little-
probably like Siegfried and Roy felt about the Tigers. At some point, you're like, no, it's great. I do this, it's great. And then something happens and he just rips your face off.
Right.
Like, you know he's got the potential
Oh,
to
completely.
just fuck you up.
But I'm
Just him kidding around and just like knocking into you. He's steel.
Yeah, it's
He's
like a
literally
girder.
like an anvil.
It's like a girder was being slammed against you.
Yeah, from a human being.
Yeah.
They're
How
just
the fuck
built
is that?
differently. He's just
Yes.
he's carbon fiber.
I really liked his 7-minute answer to your question.
it was a long
my
one.
God.
Yeah.
And I said fascinating because it really was. It was a
I was
look
going
in.
to tell him to shut up.
It was a look into
for
the
an
culture of sports that they don't really discuss anywhere else. That was really interesting.
It was interesting.
He was
I-
basically describing that Michael Vick has what it takes to be a champion, and McNabb doesn't.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was saying.
That is exactly what he was saying.
Hopkins is
Soft.
But he was explaining why.
He's a Philly dude, man, and that Philly vibe when you see that's
Philly
Keith,
dog.
that's Keith Robinson.
Keith Robinson.
Keith is a fucking
Philly.
Keith is a fucking lunatic. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's a ballsy guy for real. Keith would fight anybody, even if he get beat up.
The police.
6 at a time.
Exactly.
It's like, could you just give him your license, registration? Why are you pulling me over?
Yeah.
Why?
Keep your hands on the wheel.
Because I'm black man, why you pulling me over? All right.
He would say that to a black
Because
cop.
your taillight was out, dummy.
Going Philly crazy.
That was funny.
Black man gotta have 2 taillights?
What do you think
Fuck
of
you,
Jim's
Walker.
heart?
You think of
He
Jim's
don't
heart?
have one.
Yeah. He
But
don't
he told me
have
that
one.
from the beginning that he was a punk.
At least he
just-
knows it.
You're a punk. What are you going to do? No, I'm not. Let me prove it to you.
But he likes the fact that I don't talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
You should talk
know-
some shit.
That's why I
'cause he
said that's
knows you
bullshit.
can't.
Nah, he's been working out. You should talk some shit, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's see what that workout
I've been
is
doing the
about.
elliptical,
Glucosamine.
Bernard.
Yeah.
You
Who
can
said
get
you can move over,
glucosamine.
Tom?
No, I want Tom closer. I missed him. You see how Bernard, though, he sits very close.
He was very close.
He does
He
that a lot.
touches you a lot.
He does
Yeah.
That was
He-
a nice watch he had.
Yeah, he does. He grabs my arm a little bit, and I shut up when he does. It's like, Bernard, I just wanted to say arm grab.
And I
Okay,
shut
you
up.
talk.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Good point, sir.
All right, sir.
You want this back?
No,
I would
buddy.
understand.
No, of course
I would
not.
understand if you
I
want
was
it
only
back.
going to get one glove
He
signed.
kind of forced you to fucking give this. to
Dude,
me.
he said he offered to sign. He goes, where's the other one? I was only going to get one signed. Take it.
Yeah, you only signed one.
I wasn't going to ask him for both. He offered.
You're going to lick it
I'm
off
gonna
and
smear it.
then
No, of
smear
course
it.
not. This is cool.
That's a
Bernard
cool
Hopkins, signed
fucking,
glove. You kidding me?
That is, dude. Get fucking
That's awesome.
the champ.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got
Glucosamine. We got to buy some glucosamine.
And remember, glucosamine for
your
those
squeaky joints.
Squeaky joints.
I was squeaking.
For some reason, it fixed the motherfuckers. That's like the motto, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That shit be squeaking.
Shit be squeaking.
Fucking
If
guy.
that shit be squeaking, get glucosamine.
Glucosamine.
Can I
when
say-
your shit be squeaking.
Can I say this? The fucking guy didn't forget. He didn't forget about us. I like
No,
that.
he just won the belt and he came back, and he
He
knows
came
he's
back
been
just to
coming here
hang
for a
with us.
while. He's a very cool
He
dude.
didn't have to.
Are you talking about me?
Of course.
Yeah.
You just won the belt.
You're the same
champ.
person. You're the same person.
I'm sweating like I'm sparring.
Just a stand-up dude, man. He remembers that you bring shit from the sign, and
Yeah, he asked what the gloves were. It's like I don't know. I think he's
I like that.
I love
cool.
Philly guys like that because the ones I've met have all been cool. And Philly has so many fucking fighters, man. I mean, Hopkins, Meldrick Taylor, fucking Sonny Liston came out of Philly. There's a lot of very tough fucking dudes from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That is a
Did
just
you say
a,
Frazier? Because I was distracted for a second.
No, I didn't. I forgot Frazier.
Yeah,
Jesus
Frazier.
Christ, I
Jeez.
forgot Joe
Frazier.
Frazier.
No one,
the biggest one.
Yeah, I forgot Joe Frazier.
That's Keith Robinson. If Keith Robinson can box, Joe
Yeah.
Frazier and Keith Robinson are really similar.
But he said something that made me like he would agree with probably about McNabb because of that vibe. Keith would always say he got that vibe, but Keith has a really, as dumb as Keith is, he has a really good insight into people.
Dumb as he is.
Oh, he is. He's as stupid as they come. And I mean Keith, not Bernard.
Yeah, of course.
Of
But
course.
But Keith has a really good insight into people, man. He reads people very
Yeah, he
fucking well.
does.
Yeah,
Right.
he's not a dumb guy.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
boring. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Papa, this was
to
a pleasure,
apologize.
brother.
Yeah, it was fun seeing you guys again.
Absolutely.
I'll
Always,
suck every
always
cock
fun.
in this room.
Yeah, like I haven't.
Once again, the marriage draft starts up Sunday, June 26th at 10 p.m.
Yes.
So, that's it for us.
Thanks,
We'll see you
guys.
Antonio.
Amy.